So there I am, posting a video as normal when all of a sudden I start receiving emails from people, DMs saying, hey, go see a doctor. I see something on your neck. You've got a lump on your neck. I've seen it in your video. I'm a nurse. I want to make sure you're okay. Hey, I don't know if you saw this, but like, screenshots, circle around it, arrow. You've got a lump on your neck. I'm like, what the freak? So I go watch the video. You're absolutely right. I see a lump on my neck. So what does anyone do at this point? They go to the mirror, they check, they ask others if they see something. And even when you're sure, you're like, I don't see anything, I don't feel anything. It doesn't matter. You still look up symptoms, signs. You start feeling like something is there, even though you're kind of sure it's not, but it's there on the video. It's gotta be there, right? Oh, I do feel something. Maybe, let me check the other side. Is it normal to feel that? Other people saying they don't see it. People on the video do. So what do you do? That's often where health anxiety pops into somebody's world. What I noticed for myself is that I was asking my wife, are you sure? You don't see something? I just got another email. There's a second video, it's on there. Guess what I found out? Pretty poor lighting. I don't know what happened that day. A few videos that I filmed. Man, it just gave me a really good shadow right on my neck. Awesome. But even though I knew that, I'm like, I actually kind of feel something. I'm producing something there. But then I realized that's the problem. This is where I need to take what I teach everyone else for treatment to do for myself. I need to stop checking. I need to stop feeling around for a problem. I need to stop researching. So that's what I had to do. And it's not just simple as just saying stop it, because in a few minutes, I'm going to teach you exactly what you do when you are stuck in this health anxiety trap. Because the truth is, the more you chase certainty about your health, it seems like the less certain we actually feel. Super quick, let's break down that cycle so it makes sense to you. See if you fit into this. Then we're going to get to the good stuff. Health anxiety begins with a normal sensation. Maybe your heart skips a beat, you feel stabbing pain in your head, someone sends you a message saying, hey, you got a lump. Your brain interprets this as a threat. Okay, well, what if it's something serious? That thought triggers anxiety. You feel more symptoms because you're trying not to notice it. Your heart starts racing more. Your chest feels tighter. You start noticing the pains that you didn't notice before, but they've always been there. So we start panicking. So if you notice a sensation, the brain automatically jumps to, must be dangerous. You're still feeling it. So the mistake that a lot of people do is they're like, I'm just being cautious. I'm just being what, everyone else would do this, but I've checked my pulse like 50 times today. Okay, that's different. Okay, I'm taking a picture of my neck where they've said that lump was, and I'm gonna just keep analyzing it. I'm gonna ask the next person, because the last 5 people said they didn't see it, but what if the 6th person does? I'm just being responsible, but actually I'm keeping it alive. Really what treatment comes down to is being okay knowing that I don't know everything and I can handle uncertainty about my own health, because the truth is hardly anyone, if anyone, is perfectly certain about their health. Even doctors feel aches and twinges that they can't explain. So that illusion of if I just check one more time, I'll finally know, keeps you stuck in that anxiety rather than protecting you. Okay, so how do we actually stop this? This is where I use exposure and response prevention. It teaches your brain that these sensations maybe aren't threats, they're just feelings. The exposure part means I'm deliberately allowing myself to feel an emotion, notice something. I might be purposely going towards a threat, something that I'm worried about. Okay, man, I'm so worried about this lump on my neck that I think is on my neck that I'm going to write the word lump on a piece of paper. And I'm gonna say lump, 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 neck on my neck, lump, lump on my neck. And I'm saying maybe, maybe not. I'm using some phrases of uncertainty. Maybe I got a lump, maybe I don't. Maybe everyone's missing it, maybe not. But I also have to figure out, what am I actually worried about if I have a lump, or if I have cancer, or whatever the fear is? Am I worried about death? So let me switch some of those uncertainty phrases to death related. Maybe I'll miss this lump and I'll end up dying. Maybe I'll feel like I'm not responsible and I'll leave my family. Those are pretty heavy statements to say, but I gotta teach my brain to keep moving on, because there is a normal level of checking our health, making sure we're okay. And then when anxiety jumps into the picture with a lot of compulsions, things that we're doing to make sure, it's no longer a responsible thing. So we got that exposure part where people are facing these uncertainties on purpose. If I'm worried about my heart, I'm doing a bunch of jumping jacks. Worried about skin cancer, I'm gonna go sit in my backyard for 5 seconds and come back in. Worried about whatever disease, I'm gonna be watching videos about it, drawing pictures. Sounds ridiculous, I know. But we want that anxiety to spike. We want you to stay with it. Practice not checking. Practice not saying, oh, I have something for sure. in a scared way. We're using those uncertainty phrases, and then we're living life in the moment. Even if you feel something and you think you have something, and I can hear you on the other side of that. You're saying, what if you actually miss something though? Like, I can't believe you're telling people to not get it checked. No, you're missing the point. We don't have to be too relaxed, but people think they're not being responsible, so they're gonna get back into checking. So then how do you know when it's time to take something seriously? You know because it is absolutely obvious. When I got those messages, it says you have a lump on your neck, and I feel right here, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I actually feel something. I see something. My spouse who I asked said, yep, there's something there. I'm gonna schedule a doctor's appointment. I'm gonna get it checked out. But in my case, I don't feel anything. I don't see anything. My body is actually making me feel sometimes something there. I got a verification one time. I'm still not 100% sure. Maybe it comes and goes. Maybe there's information I don't know about it. I'm gonna actually wait for my next physical to go get that checked out, because we don't have to go into problem solving mode for everything. And I know not everything is so obvious, which is why people miss things, but that's part of life. Here's a big red flag for you. If you're worried about the same thing, same disease, same whatever, health, and you're thinking about it day after day, day after day, day after day, and there hasn't been some really good evidence, like really good evidence, and you're still worried about it, and you're still doing behaviors to check, you know something else is happening. There's that health anxiety that's probably going on. So you might have to commit to yourself, no matter what, I am not figuring this out unless it is so absolutely obvious and it just like slaps me in the face. But here's the thing, I can't tell you not to go see a doctor. You gotta make your own decisions. That's my little disclaimer there. But do you wanna hear my obvious moment where I actually needed to go to the doctor? Here I am waking up in the middle of the night. My heart literally is shaking. I can feel it. It's almost like you have one of those game controllers, and it was just on my chest like this, shaking. And I was like, what the freak is happening? I'm sitting there, and then it went away, and like, okay, well, that was weird. Cool. Move on with my day. Then it happened again. And then I'm like, you know what? I can't work out anymore because it's happening. Oh, like I literally can't even walk up the stairs to go say goodnight to my kids. Okay, there's something happening. And this was all happening without me really checking, like, why is my heart doing that? Like, I guess, okay. I still remember the feeling of literally crawling up the stairs so I could say goodnight to my kids because I could not walk up the stairs. It was that obvious. And what ended up happening? I'm not going to tell you because I'm going to leave you uncertain. I'm just kidding. That would be really mean. I have SVT, supraventricular tachycardia. Did I say that right? Parts of my heart were out of rhythm, and I had to get an ablation, or they had to put some lines up me, and they had to shock different parts of my heart to get me back into rhythm. Went to the doctor, got the EKG. They checked out whatever, and they're like, this is what you need. This is what you do. Go get it. All done. You might have it again in the future is what they said. Okay. Guess my job is to keep moving on with life. There was a problem. We solved it. We're moving on. There's still uncertainty about it, but that's okay. Again, health anxiety is not cured by checking. It's retraining their brain to say, I know I feel these sensations. Because I did. After he said, you were probably going to feel this again at some point, maybe multiple times, my brain automatically says, let me notice my heart. And I felt things that probably actually weren't there. Our natural reaction just as human beings to keep ourselves alive. And I feel like our anxiety hijacks that moment and says, you got to keep yourself alive. Let me have you worry about all these possibilities. Oh, you just learned about this new thing. You got to make sure you don't have it. No, that's not how life is supposed to be. What are your values? What are your goals? Let's move towards those. If it's family, let's go hang out with family. If it's church, let's go to church. You don't have to be perfectly calm. You can feel anxious and keep living life. The time where you're just like, oh yeah, maybe my heart's, out of whack. I don't know, maybe. Cool, hope so. That'd be awesome. Great, cool. Whatever phrases I can give to take that value away, it's the brain's learning from that and saying, wait a second, if you're not freaked out, I don't need to be freaked out. So you are controlling it. You get to decide what you're teaching your brain. But if you go into problem solving, your brain's like, this was a problem. Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to bring it back to your attention. So here's what I want you to do. A habit that you have, something that you're checking. Maybe it's not even health related. And you're like, today, I am not checking that. And every time I'm worried about it, every time, smile. Yep. Maybe. See what happens, because you're going to start breaking these walls down that feel like you're trapped. And you can say a maybe for everything. What if I'm missing something and I'm just being irresponsible? Yeah, maybe. But I actually feel something. Yeah, maybe. There are points where we say, I'm going to the doctor. Whatever they say is what they say, and I gotta go with it. Maybe they were wrong. Maybe they were right. But that is my guideline. Hey, once a year, going to the doctor, I'm golden. That's all I'm doing. Unless it is super obvious. So what is your thing that you are going to stop doing today? Because your job is to start living. What's the point of trying to make sure you live a long time and not have health problems if you're not actually living? Go watch the next video here to help you even more on your journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Got the EEG, is that what they're called? EKG?